Socialism. Hi, Bill, you redheaded fuck. I really appreciate the bluntness of that. How are you? Last week you mentioned you don't know why people demonize socialism. I was really taken aback at that statement. Oh, Jesus Christ. Every country that has tried socialism has failed, and it's responsible for tens of millions of deaths. All right, so would you say capitalism is working? And it is not, when like, what is it, like 99% of the wealth is in like fucking 2% of the people's hands? All of these tent cities, you're telling me this is working? You don't think capitalism is responsible for tens of millions of deaths? Anyway, Russia, Germany, China, Cuba, and most recently Venezuela have tried, or right now are socialist countries. As far as I know, whatever Cuba was trying to do, we prevented them from doing with a fucking embargo or whatever the hell we did. We've been fucking with them for 60 years. So I think you're looking at like what a lot of people do is you look at your own country through rose-colored glasses the same way you look at your own sports team like, oh, my team doesn't cheat, but your team does. I'll be honest with you. I don't think any form of government works because there's human beings running it, and there is inherently going to be backdoor deals, and people, are just going to have the in, and they're going to pay off politicians and all of that. Okay. What I do like about this here is that you have the opportunity to move up. You're not stuck with where you're at. But I mean, you're really sort of looking the other way with what capitalism has done to other countries. All the sweatshop labor, all the wars we've fought in over air quote freedom, where most of it is about, natural resources. All of these fucking countries where we've gone in and, stuck in heads of the government that are going to do what we want to do so we can fucking take advantage of them. Like, I mean, to sit there and look at capitalism like it's, I don't know, dude. But once again, I don't even think you can blame capitalism on that. I think you just can blame sociopathic people that both crave and ascend to positions of power. All right, I took off my Bergenstock, so I'm going to read the rest of this here. Okay, socialism all starts the same way. Create a boogeyman like corporations, the rich, or a race. Oh, yeah, we've never done that in this country. We've never created a boogeyman. There's never, Jesus Christ, buddy. Blame them for all your problems. Yeah, we never did that. The leaders then promised to fix all the problems. Oh, boy. Slowly, the government starts to control every aspect of your life. Why does this sound so familiar? Promise that aren't they like recording all our phone conversations now? And we're slowly on our way to getting microchipped. Promise that everybody will have the same equity and outcome. This creates mediocrity, loss of the middle class. Loss of the middle class. Where have I seen that before? Of innovation, corporations are buying houses now. They're just buying them up so they can fucking Airbnb. Like literally the American dream, buying a house. They're going to take that away in this country. That reduces the tax money coming out into the government. Buddy, I can't fucking read all of this horse shit. This is everything that we're doing too. Capitalism. Okay, I'll get to the end here. Capitalism. Now, you know what? Let's just read all of this because it's fucking hilarious that he's acting like none of this is happening in this country. And you know what's funny about people? You don't like it, get the fuck out of here. This is my favorite thing ever. Yet you can look at your sports team and be like, what the fuck is this coach doing? And then nobody goes like, you don't go fucking root for somebody else. No, I'm criticizing it because I love it and I want it to win. Anyways, this creates mediocrity, loss of the middle class, loss of innovation, punish the rich, which eventually leads to them leaving the country. Oh, yeah, that hasn't happened. The rich haven't their money leaves the country and then comes back in the form of an interest-free loan that is then forgiven. Jesus, buddy, come on. That reduces tax money coming into the government and loss of jobs because the richest people usually employ the most of the population. Oh, boy. Disarm the citizens so that they cannot revolt. Control the media like promoting the government. Control the media. There's two guys that own the media. Ted Turner and fucking that other guy there. The guy from Fox News. That's why we're Hatfields and McCoys right now. Disarm the citizens so they cannot revolt. Control the media like promoting the government agenda with propaganda, then censorship of all their other ideas. Yeah, creating areas where you can only protest, which are down and around the corner, away from the fucking media. Yeah, okay. Eventually, all rights are taken away. Dissenters, journalists, and politicians, oppositions are jailed or executed. Eventually, the leaders will become exactly what they originally campaigned against. Jesus Christ, buddy. I've forgotten what you're... He goes, there's much more to it on an economic level, but as a fellow moron, it's too complicated for me to understand. All right. I am also a fellow moron, but dude, all of that shit has happened. If you look at all the rights and everything that you have lost in the last fucking 20 years, I don't even know. I don't even begin in creating a boogeyman and racism, genocide, all of that shit. We've done all of that. We've done all of that. You know, when I was a kid, there was rules on media ownership. No one person could own any 7. It was rules of 7. No one person can own 7 radio stations, newspapers, TV stations, blah, 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 in one market, because they knew if you owned all of that, if you control the media, you control thought. And yet they've let Ted Turner and that fucking, I want to say Ralph Nader, Rupert Murdoch, do exactly that. And present CNN and Fox News have the fucking balls to present the people that are on TV as journalists and then also acting as though you're watching news. You're not. You're watching propaganda. Okay? So there you go. All right. Gen Z is fucked. Hello, Billy the Bawbag Burr. I was listening to your most recent podcast, and the guy that I was talking about Gen Z, what? Okay, I was listening to your most recent podcast, and the guy that was talking about Gen Z being a bunch of pussies. I don't know. They seem pretty cool to me. I'm also a Gen Z cunt, and I'm beginning to see this mollycoddling of stupid. You spelled stupid wrong. And oversensitive cunts more often. Maybe you spelt it wrong on purpose. I am from Scotland, so our cultures are a bit different. However, I see my fellow Gen Z compadres on Twitter all snowballing onto this bandwagon of being dim-witted pussies and expressing ridiculous opinions. Well, I just think that's a symptom of social media. You see older people. You want to see older people do it? Go on Facebook. They're doing the same thing. That's just, I don't know what it is. I'm sure that scientists are doing a study on the effect of social media on your own mental health, your ego, and all of that shit. So I wouldn't put that all on just Gen Z people. But anyways, what's becoming popular among these cunts in the past 2-3 years is being a cool hipster anti-capitalist commie with no good patter whatsoever. I am in no way saying that the capitalist countries we live in are a utopia. However, I'd have to say, after just knowing the history of communism, it's probably not the best idea to start a fucking revolution anytime soon. Well, do you really think they're going to? They're not. They're just taking on a personality. You know, I was the fucking, well, not until I got older, but I was like the conspiracy theory guy. Reading Behold a Pale Horse and all of that shit. These fucking spastics are now also, spastics, coming from Scotland. That's an edgy word. You're not supposed to say that over there, I thought. Are now also doing what they proclaim the big dad capitalist oppressor has been doing to the people for the past century by shouting down any opposing opinion and labeling them as racist, sexist, and the rest of it in the name of free speech and freedom. Aye, nice one, you bunch of fannies. I wish I could say that in a Scottish accent. I hate to tell you this, dude. You're putting this on a generation. There's liberals my age that are doing the same thing. They are unbelievable liberal. They are unbelievably liberal as long as you see the world exactly the way they do. And if you don't, they try to figure out a way to take away your career. Anyway, I'm not what you would call right-wing or left-wing in any way because politicians are a bunch of arseholes and I'd rather not side with any of the cunts. Anyways, sorry if this was a bit long. I just wanted to give my 2 cents on the matter. Hope you're doing well, and can come to Scotland, Glasgow for some stand-up as soon as this lockdown bullshit's over. Kind regards, and go fuck yourself. Yeah, listen. I know that cunt that you're talking about is a new breed of cunt, but I want you to know that transcends generations. That person is in the park, where the parents are watching their kids. There's that person. They're kind of everywhere. The social justice warrior, who I really believe most of what they do is not actually for people of color. It's so they can talk about it amongst their liberal white friends later to say the amazingly brave thing that they did, the tweet that they put out, or the thing that they said that they didn't tolerate. Like that's how deep they go into actually solving, I guess, all the racism in the power structure is they take a firm stand on things on social media, and then they get back to their white lives. All right. That's why I'm not into cancel culture. I've made every fucking mistake you can make, and I think that, like, as long as you look back on yourself 5 years ago and be like, what the fuck was I thinking? Why did I say that? Why did I do that? If you have some sort of shame looking back at yourself 5 years, I feel like you're growing as a person. But this whole fucking thing, going back into somebody's past and being like, aha! What is this about? It's about being a human being and being wrong in that moment. Is that one moment what I am because I've done some good things? Why can't you just look at the one good thing I did 7 years ago and then, aha, that's who he is. Give him a Nobel Peace Prize. I'm all of it. The good, the bad, and the ugly.